Let's talk about coffee and caffeine. Is it a health promoting magical elixir? Is it harmless? Or could it maybe even be detrimental to your health? We'll cover that, and I'll even show you a few coffee alternatives for those of you who decide it's time to kick the coffee. Here we go. My morning coffee. That joie de vivre, am I right? No, it's empty. I'm just kidding. Hey everybody, this is Dylan. I know a lot of you saw our recent coffee caffeine alternative post on Instagram. Do follow us on Instagram, please. But a lot of you came back and said, what? I can't drink coffee? What's the problem with caffeine? So let's talk about that. I think that coffee and caffeine are probably not so bad for a healthy person who's eating a balanced whole plant food diet without all the added processed junk food. Coffee's probably okay. If it's affecting your sleep in any way or you struggle to fall asleep, then coffee is probably a problem for you. If you're trying to reverse chronic illness, then coffee is probably a problem for you. Why not get rid of all the potential toxins? The coffee beans have some issues. I sat down with Dr. Michael Clapper and we talked about caffeine and coffee, and his complaint was that it stains your teeth, it can mess with your stomach lining. There are a lot of oils in coffee that can cause a lot of problems, but if you have a little bit of caffeine once in a while, such as through a little bit of green tea, or even if it's just like a cup of coffee a day, it's probably not that big of a deal for most people. But for others, it can be a problem. If you're watching this video right now and you're thinking, oh, but all these studies that say all these positive benefits about coffee, and you're feeling very defensive and you want to come back at me with all this data, then you're probably in a pleasure trap and coffee is an actual problem for you. I don't think that we should treat coffee as a health food. We should get health from all of the whole foods in our regular everyday diet that don't come with any detrimental effects. Why rely on all of the positive health effects from coffee when you can just get them from everything else in your diet? The reason I don't drink a lot of caffeine or coffee is because when I do have it, I am completely wired. I don't have a tolerance for it. And why should I develop a tolerance for it? Caffeine is a stimulant. It is a drug. A lot of people that switch to a whole plant food diet like I've done and like I talk about on this channel also like to eliminate things like coffee, other stimulants, drugs, alcohol, all of these things all at once because they're doing it for their health. If you want to keep on drinking coffee and a bunch of caffeine or whatever, I don't care. It's got nothing to do with me. I still love you and support you. But for those of you who do want to kick caffeine to the curb or at least dramatically reduce it and supplement it for some other things that may give you the same little habit of having a beverage, bringing that joy, doing that coffee mug thing in the morning, whatever, here are 5 really fantastic coffee alternatives that Reeves and I are going to show you. Here we go. The first drink I want to show you is this delicious hibiscus tea concentrate. I'm just adding some dry hibiscus leaves to some water, and Reeves has got me adding some cloves and some cinnamon sticks and even a sliced up orange. I never added any of this stuff before, but it really does make it better. So throw in these orange slices and then give them a little squish and mix everything around real nice. Bring it up to a boil and then let it simmer for like 15 minutes. Just lower the heat and let it simmer for 15 minutes. Then cover it up and turn it off, and you can just let it steep there for however long, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever. Then pull out all the orange slices, grab your handy dandy mason jar funnel and a strainer and strain your tea through there without making a terrible mess. This stuff does stain, there's no doubt about it. Then you just add a little bit to a mug. You can dilute it with a little hot water, throw in some of our famous Well Your World date powder to give it a little sweetness, stir it up, and you've got a tasty hot beverage. Here's my favorite thing to do. I like to take the soda stream, make some soda water, take a glass of ice, throw a little bit of this concentrate in there, and then top it off with some soda water and a squeeze of lime. It is perfect. Stir it up, enjoy.
Let's do a turmeric latte, or a golden latte if you will. You're just going to add a little soy milk and turmeric to your blender along with some ginger, a little bit of black pepper, not too much, and some date powder for some sweetness. I love that date powder in there. It's so powdery and delicious. Blend it all up. And you know what? I actually like to add cashews to this. It gives it a creaminess. It's totally optional, but you can add those to the blender and whiz it on up too. Give it a good blend, and again, add it to a saucepan unless you use your blender to heat it up, and then just mix it on high until it's really hot. Pour it into a mug and then just enjoy it. Add a little cinnamon on top if you will. It's delicious and it's hot stuff.
And how could we not make a delicious hot chocolate completely caffeine free? We're using carob powder today. Just start with a little bit of your favorite milk, some dates, squeeze them to make sure the pits aren't in there. Those are just the deglet dates, a little cinnamon, some of the carob powder. It doesn't take very much. The recipe is down below. Just click the link and you'll have all the amounts there for you. blend it up until it's nice and smooth. I really like to heat mine up on the stove and get it nice and piping hot, and I'll grind in a little bit of fresh nutmeg as well. If you've got it, no big deal. Give it a little swirl. Add in a little milk just to get the right consistency and smoothness that you like. And oh, that cup of joy.
You're chewing it. Quit chewing.
It's hot. I'm not chewing it. I'm moving the hot water around so that I don't completely scald my mouth.
You guys know that I love Dandy Blend. We use it for the Dandy Blend shake. But recently, Brittany Giroudi sent me this Teachino in our Galentine's Day gift, and I've been loving it. So what I do is I take an insulated mug and I put a little splash of soy milk at the bottom, and you don't need much. And it can be cold from the fridge, it doesn't matter. And then I take my Teachino, which is like a coffee replacement, but you soak it like a tea bag. And then I fill the rest up with really hot water. And I mean, it's just a little splash of soy milk. I don't put any other sweetener in there or anything else. And it helps cool down the water a little bit, and I let it steep for a while, and then it is so good. It tastes to me just as good as a latte from Starbucks, except there's no sugar, there's no caffeine, and it's not $6. So good, I drink it every morning now. And they come in so many different flavors. Vanilla nut, chocolate, French roast, hazelnut.
Next up is Reeves' favorite drink. This is a Dandy Blend Frappuccino. Simple ingredients and so tasty. All the amounts are down below. You just want to start with some ice. Along with that, we like plain old soy milk, but you can use whatever your favorite plant milk is. Pitted Diglett dates, throw them in the blender. Along with that, our secret ingredient, some ground up vanilla bean powder. You can use regular vanilla, whatever. And some cinnamon and some Dandy Blend. Blend it up into its perfect frappa goodness. You can even use one of these reusable Starbucks cups just to really sell it, trick your loved ones, and by the way, don't forget to let them know they owe you like $7. Iced Dandy Blend latte for Reep. I'm gonna have a little sip first.
It's so good. It's better than a Frappuccino.
What? You're telling me that I should be a trillionaire? This time it's a caffeine-free beverage, just the way I like it. I hope you like those 5 easy caffeine-free recipes. Click right here to watch more videos like this, and let me know what you think of this hybrid PLANTRANT cooking video type of thing. We can do more of those if you like, and let me know down below in the comments. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.